Hey, what's up? This is Jackie. Today I decided that I'm going to do a tutorial that no one on YouTube has attempted to do before, and that is make your own drawstring pony or a small little poof in the back so you can pull your hair back and make it look oh so cute, which is a good protective style. All you're going to do is use a couple of supplies that you may already have or just need to pick up for a few bucks at your local beauty supply store, which is actually where I'm headed right now. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Thanks.
Okay, YouTubers, these are some of the items that you're going to need in order to create that natural afro puff or ponytail. So, I picked up some Dreamweaver Indian hair, 100% premium human hair in an 8-inch. And I chose to get a wet and wavy. As you can see right now, it's in its dry, straight state. But once you apply water or some type of product to it, it'll cause it to wave up and then afro. Next you will need is weaving net. This is a 2-pack and a different type of net. I think we're going to probably go more with the larger one. So make sure you pick up a weaving net. I paid $2.29 at my local beauty supply store. And next you'll need flexi comb. This is one of those big flexi combs. Only 99 cents because you're going to cut little pieces of it off in order to put the combs in so you can sew that into the actual hair piece and attach it to your head better so it won't fall off. And then I picked up round elastic cord. Walmart sells this, but they only sell it in a white. So I had to actually get this from Joann Fabrics because I make jewelry. I'm always at the fabric store. And so I thought, hey, I look in the fabric area. And then you're going to need some drawstring stoppers. Or weaving thread, I'm sorry. You can get it in black or brown. I prefer brown because my hair is that 1B color, which is like a dark brown. And I have 2 types of needles here. You don't have to use one or over the other, just whichever one you prefer. Just depends on what I'm going with. And of course you need a really good pair of cutting scissors or cutting shears, whatever you decide you want to call it. So with that said, and you know what you need, let's get started. Okay guys, before we get started, this is the kind of a look I'm going for. I don't think it's going to be like this look here. As you can see, this is pretty long and curly, and this is not a weave. This is actual natural hair, and this is on my 16-year-old son. Say hi, Jalen.
Hi.
Okay, cool. Nice hair, huh? When you pull it down, it's like really, really stretchy long. I'll add a picture so you can see how his hair is, but this is kind of the look that I'm going for. Okay, let's get started now. Okay, so the very first step is determine how big you want your net to actually be. I decided that I was going to fold my net over and do a double to make sure I have a good sturdy foundation. Foundation is the key to this. You don't want something weak and wimpy and falling apart and thread slipping out. So that's why I decided to double it up. The reason why I have this little needle here is a guide as to how far I want to cut. So I'm just going to go slightly on the outside edge of this. Once I double it over, all I have to do is cut a half moon shape. So just like this. So cut my little half moon here. And the reason why I'm cutting from the back is because if I screw up, I have a lot more net that I can actually work with and start all over. I don't want to cut directly in the center because that actually takes away some of the product that you have to be able to reuse at a later time. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. Voila. Whoops, my needle fell out. Okay, but that's okay. I'll find it later. So now I have my round base here of a net. And that's a little bit too big. So I'm going to go ahead and shape it up just slightly. Probably more here at the top because I want it more of an oval shape and not a complete round shape. Because this is going to be a pony, not a wig. So I don't want it to fit over my whole freaking head. But I do want it to have some curvature because remember, you got to fit your little ball inside. So something like this going over my fist. So I think that is about the shape that I want it to be. So now that I've doubled it over like that and I cut it, I know what I want. I want to reinforce it because remember I talked about structure and foundation. So I'm going to take this piece right here again and I'm just going to use this half to cut out my shape one more time. So this half right here. So these should be very, very simple for me to do. Okay, here you can see that I pinned off the net, and that just simply keeps them together, and I have a good foundation of what I'm working with. The next step I'm going to do is simply measure out my elastic cord here and decide how long I want the string to actually be. So very, very simple. It doesn't have to be, you know, like rocket science to this method here. So basically, basically measure it out and cut off a piece, but make sure it's long enough that you don't have it too short, but you don't want it too long because that's wasting, and we don't want to waste our product. We want to be able to use it as much as possible, right? So the next step you're going to do is to sew your elastic onto your net. And how you're going to do that is make sure it's equal, like so, and start at the very top here and pin it to the top of your net, like this. So once you have it pinned to the top of your net, you can sew down this area right here. So I simply took my curve hook needle, I decided to go with this one, and knotted it at the bottom. And then I'm going to sew in right here. So I'm simply going to sew a couple of little loops. I'm actually going to go back through the hole here to make sure that I have it extremely secure in this area. So now you can see that the entire drawstring has been sewn onto the net, and I'm going to clean up the edges here a little bit with this extra. After I tacked it in the 4 spots, I went ahead and tacked it all the way around to make sure that it was secure. The next thing I'm going to do is cut little slits of the comb and sew it at the top and both sides and the bottom here. Okay, as you can see, I finished sewing all the combs around it. I have a bigger comb up here because this is the top with the drawstring at the bottom. And I'll put the drawstring stoppers on later. The next step we're going to do is to actually sew on the hair. So now that the first row is sewn on the very bottom of the net, the next row is going to go right up against it as close as possible for that fullness. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew this on, continue all the way up to the top until it's complete, making sure that I also curve around because I don't want jagged edges here. Okay, so once you've completely finished sewing the hair onto your net, like so, the next thing you're going to do is insert the stopper onto the end of the drawstring. So, take your 2 pieces, like this, squeeze your drawstring here, your drawstring stopper. You're going to open it up and insert your pieces into the hole, kind of like threading a needle, just like that. When you're done, just simply pull by pushing down the little spring action button here and pull tight, like so. And there you have it. So that is pretty much it, and it's all done and very, very simple to do. So next I am going to prep it by wetting it down and making it afro poofy, and then I will install it and let you see how it looks. Okay, so I'm done. The hair is prepped and I sprayed it down, and as you can see, here it is here. Cute, isn't it? But I want to show you something else. This is a piece that I previously made. This is actually synthetic hair and it's wavy, and so I wanted to do like a kinky one that was a little bit shorter and look more natural, and this is what it came out with. So I'm going to put it on and take pictures and post it at the end of this video. I hope you guys like. Please rate, subscribe, comment down here. You know what to do. Thanks a lot. Catch you later.